live with a forewarned weather alert. This is Channel 4 News Today.
7 o'clock here this morning. There's a live look at downtown Nashville, progressively getting worse and worse as severe weather moves into our area.
This is a forewarned weather alert day. We have team coverage for you this morning. We have you covered. We're checking in with Paul first for the very latest and what's happening right now.
Right, we have severe thunderstorms that are rolling through Metro Nashville as we speak. You see on the radar loop behind me here, where the radar beam lines up with that little gap out towards Dixon. That's because the radar is looking through some hail that's moving towards Franklin. Let's take a look at the full screen radar image and we can get a better view of that right now. And in fact, now a tornado warning has just been issued. This is for that thunderstorm that we were just zeroed in on. So we are going to stay in wall-to-wall weather coverage as this is moving through. This portion of the line of thunderstorms, again, now associated with a tornado warning. Radar indicated tornado for that spot that I was just zoomed in on with that potential 80-mile-an-hour wind gust. We're going to zoom in real closely here and embed it's this little notch that we're looking at here just to the northeast of Cool Springs, where we're seeing a little bit of a bowing structure. Let's zoom inside and take a look. And yep, that's the spot right there. So that is where they have a potential tornado.
I can confirm that, yes, we have reported damage around the Cool Springs Mall area. Some roof damage, I think, to Macy's. Franklin Fire was reporting that. And right now, law enforcement and fire are assessing that damage and checking to make sure we don't have any injuries. And we don't have any reported at this time. No medical calls in that area, but obviously we are paying attention and trying to determine the extent of that damage.
Over here on I-40, westbound lanes at Spence Lane, we have a crash here, really slowing down the drive into Nashville. You're going to see some backup from that one. I-24 westbound lanes at Harding Place, also a crash there. One here at Donaldson Pike at Murfreesboro Pike. You can see Murfreesboro Pike very slow going into town. This is usually one of your alternates if you want to avoid I-24. You usually deal with stoplight traffic, but now we're having crashes along here, making that very slow getting into town.
I'm also seeing a Nashville Fire Department. They are actually tweeting out, we're talking to them, responding to about 29 power line related calls right now. And they are saying, if you see any lines down, of course, do not approach, but call 911. They need to know about it. That was just a few minutes ago. So they're saying they're responding to 29 power line calls down right now. Rutherford County EMA, by the way, they are saying damage at Smyrna Airport this morning, talking about roof damage there, hangar damage. And in fact, Paul, this is interesting. Earlier you were talking about the massive winds. So the air traffic control, the tower there, evacuated a little after 7 this morning due to those 80-mile-per-hour winds that he was talking about a little earlier out of Rutherford County.
Right now we're going to go live to Channel 4's Cody Engdahl, who is in Brentwood, where the majority of the damage we've seen near Metro Nashville has occurred. Cody, what do you have for us?
Yeah, you can tell it came right through here. You can see those trees are knocked down, and then it came here, and check this out. It hit these cars, knocked these tree down, and I have here with me Val Taylor. You know, it looks like your house at least dodged a bullet.
I think we're very lucky. The tree just seems to have fallen and hit the cars, and as you can see, it's just propped up against the house, with luckily no damage to the house that we can find so far.
And this is a really bad day for you, right? Because you're about to do something important.
My wife and I are in the process of buying a small business. Today was the day we were signing the papers.
You know, I think it's a good sign, because this is the worst of it for you, huh?
Yeah, you know, yes. I think it's going to be a lucky star that this is going to be what's starting us off.
Tornado sirens sounding throughout the mid-state this morning as storms roll through our area, along with this possible tornado touchdown in Cool Springs. Hail, heavy rain, and straight-line winds, leaving behind a trail of damage in its path. A busy weather morning. Cleanup is now underway for many throughout the mid-state. We have team coverage from all affected areas, including where a 12-year-old boy was hit by a falling tree. Our Channel 4 reporters are standing by. First, let's head to Cool Springs, where Channel 4 meteorologist Dan Thomas is live with a look at damage there. Dan?
I'm telling you, we're live right now in Franklin at the Morningside Village Retirement Homes, just to the west of the Cool Springs Galleria. This place really took a hard hit this morning as the storms rolled on through and pushed to the east. Let me show you the storm recap. This is video of this morning of the storms bearing down on Cool Springs. Very obvious. You can see the rain-free part of the storm. That's actually where you have the inflow meeting up with. There's a sharp contrast there, that white curtain, and that shows where we had tremendous wind, rain, rain and some hail embedded therein. Now behind me, back to Cool Springs we are right now, live at this retirement community. This home looks to be hardest hit. Notice some insulation in the trees hanging there. A lot of roof damage. It's not just shingle damage, folks. A giant chunk of the roof was blown off. Notice the wood down in the foreground there. This is actually a part of the roof down below here. And so we talked to the folks inside that home as the storm bore down, and this is what they had to say.
We got a small closet we get into when the weather's bad, and we were in there, and we hadn't been in there very long, and all of a sudden we heard this, like a truck ran into the side of the house. And I jumped up to see what it was. It had blown the window out and all the glass and blowing all the stuff inside the house.
Clarksville is the only place in Middle Tennessee right now where anyone has been hurt in the storm. A 12-year-old boy and an adult were hurt when a tree crashed into their home. Channel 4's Brianna Arredondo is live there on Riley Road with more. Good afternoon, Brianna.
Good afternoon, Holly. That storm was so powerful and not only knocked the tree through one mobile house right here, but actually went into the house next door. And I spoke to the oldest brother about these very frightening moments. 15-year-old Adrian Rojas showed us what was left of his home. He says he was getting ready to go to school around 6:30 this morning with his 12-year-old brother when it started raining very hard. Then the tree fell through their house and it pinned his brother and broke a couple of his fingers. Other than that, though, he is okay. Adrian tells us that he was actually heading to his room when it happened.
I heard a big boom. I turned around and I saw the tree that crashed down. And I ran to my room. I grabbed my phone and I called the cops or 911.
And his mother tells me that the landlord actually gave them another trailer to move into. She says that they are just thankful to be alive right now. Now, as for the person who lived in this mobile home, they just suffered minor injuries as well. All the roads are clear here in Clarksville. The police tell us they responded to more than a dozen reports of downed trees and power lines.
Many schools closed today because of the weather. Several others opened 1 or 2 hours late, but there are some that didn't do either. And that decision has many outraged on social media. Channel 4's Lindsey Bramson is here with more. Lindsey?
That's right, Holly. This weather hit early this morning, right as kids were getting ready for school. 2 districts that decided to open on time, Metro schools and Williamson County schools. Now, both have been using social media since this morning to keep people updated on their decisions. And Williamson County Superintendent Mike Looney says he regrets the decision not to delay schools. Around 9:30 this morning, he tweeted out this apology, saying in part, "I apologize for my decision not to delay school this morning. Key personnel has monitored the storm tracks for the past several days. We expected it to arrive later this morning during the school day." And Metro schools tweeted this out, saying MNPS is opening on time. Families are urged to use caution. Children late to school because of storm concerns will not receive tardy. Now, both tweets received negative feedback from people, some saying, "Please do better by our kids regarding the weather. What about those on buses or at bus stops? Unnecessary risks."
Some of the most impressive looking damage from this storm is at Four Corners Marina. Now this is in Antioch. The tin roof that shelters several boats collapsed. It came crashing down on some folks' weekend plans. Channel 4's Kevin Traeger is live out at the marina with more on that. Kevin.
Yeah, Holly, good afternoon. A sad situation here for boat owners here at Four Corners Marina. And I want you to take a look behind me here. This is part of the dock that was blown over this morning, and it was full of boats. And I'm joined now with one of the boat owners here, Robert Chavez. Robert, tell us a little bit about your boat and where it is and what we're looking at.
Well, if you look straight on the gate you see going on to the actual marina boat dock, the first boat on the right that has a roof over it is my boat. We haven't assessed the complete damage, but obviously the dock itself and the roof, you can see that has been damaged totally.
really some unbelievable pictures here, guys, and I've talked to people who were actually on their boats when this happened this morning. No injuries to report right now, so that's some good news, but there were people that were sleeping on their houseboats last night when all of this came through this morning, and everyone seems to be okay. Obviously, very shaken up, but this is the situation we're dealing with right now. We're going to have much more on this, including interviews with some of the other boat owners that we've talked to here this morning. A lot of boats damaged and submerged, but fortunately everyone seems to be okay for now.